Oh God!
Claire is a seasoned solo camper and a single mother who often shares serene outdoor journeys, quiet walks through the forest, and peaceful nights beneath the stars. Her videos usually radiate calm energy and showcase the beauty of nature. But this time, she decided to do something different. For Halloween, Claire chose to camp near an abandoned church, one surrounded by grim stories of alleged satanic rituals and even a nearby murder that still lingers in local memory.
Trying something a bit different today, so I'm going to be camping at a church with a history of satanic ritual, witchcraft. So yeah, this is Wild Bear coming to you from Clop Hill. Up bones and all sorts from graves. There's been a murder down on A6, known as the A6 murder. That's the road just over there, I believe. So yeah, lots has happened here, and understandably the church has been closed for overnight visitors, and there are cameras and alarms everywhere. So I've been up to have a look at the church, and I'm staying somewhere nearby where I feel like I won't be disturbed. Yeah, I like this little bit of woods. Don't think I'll be disturbed here. I'm gonna do a bivvy today, so really stay off. I've not got another shelter rains, just a bivvy, so I think.
Because the church itself was protected by alarms and cameras, Claire set up camp in a small wooded area nearby. As the sun dipped below the trees, she began reading about the site's dark folklore stories of disturbed graves, unexplained shadows, and eerie encounters that people in town still talk about. Among them was an old controversial video reportedly showing a hooded figure walking near the church years ago, a clip that helped fuel the area's haunted reputation.
Noises, I can't report of anything so far. While we're on the subject of weird stuff, there is a controversial video of what is claimed to be a ghost in St Mary's Church, taken in 2016, and it shows a black hooded figure walking past the door of the church. So if you Google Clop Hill Church monk ghost, I'm sure that will come up. And it's a really creepy video actually, but you know, that could quite easily have been staged. So, but if you guys that like the ghost stuff, have a look at that. So that's quite fun.
Later that evening, Claire cooked dinner, filmed her surroundings, and prepared to sleep. The forest was still the air heavy. But as she lay under the stars, that peaceful silence slowly turned unsettling.
Okay, I've lost my bed. How have I lost my bed? Okay, that's not even funny. Right, okay, I'm trying not to get disoriented. Where did I come from? There's the moon. So pretty. Good night, wild ones. See you in the morning. See the red eyes over there? I'm just gonna assume they were deer eyes. Freaky. Really freaky. I don't like the red eyes.
Faint noises began to echo through the trees, snapping twigs, rustling leaves, followed by something she couldn't explain. Just beyond her camp, two glowing red lights appeared between the trees, unmoving, unblinking.
I keep telling myself it's just because I had my red light on my head torch, that's why the eyes look red. And if I had the white light on, they would have just been white, because they're just deer eyes.
Claire tried to convince herself it was only deer reflecting her red headlamp, yet there was hesitation in her voice. The glow stayed fixed on her position, motionless. For several tense moments, she could feel something watching her. Perhaps it truly was nothing more than an animal, its eyes catching the beam of light at the right angle. But paired with the church's disturbing history, the scene carried an undeniable chill. Even the most seasoned campers aren't immune to how fear and folklore can distort reality. So what do you think Claire saw that night? Was it simply a trick of the light? Or something she was never meant to see? Tonight's footage comes from Rethink, a TikTok creator recognized for their energetic blend of lifestyle content, from travel and music to popular challenges and everyday moments. But on December 4th, 2023, what was meant to be a calm, solo camping trip in a public forest quickly turned into something far more disturbing. What began as a peaceful night under the trees turned into a nightmare when a man suddenly appeared angrily, insisting the land belonged to him.
I'm leaving! I'm leaving!
I wanted to camp in a forest, but a crazy guy is trying to burn my tent. Watch what he's gonna do. He's angry because he thinks it's his forest and he doesn't want anyone to sleep here. But it's not. It's a public forest. And it's not over. Look at what he did after that.
I wanted to leave and I picked up a few things and started walking towards my car, but he completely ruined it.
Oh no. Oh no. Hey, please, I'm leaving! I'm leaving!
Although Rethink knew the forest was public, the stranger refused to listen and made it clear no one else was allowed there. The confrontation escalated fast. The man grew violent and shockingly started pouring gasoline over the tent, threatening to set it ablaze. Unless Rethink left immediately. Terrified, the camper grabbed a few belongings and ran toward the car, only to find it had already been damaged, likely by the same man. But the ordeal didn't end there. The stranger allegedly chased Rethink through the woods, yelling and swinging a bat. Thankfully, the camper managed to get away unharmed, though the encounter left a lasting sense of fear and a grim reminder of how exposed solo adventurers can be. It remains unclear whether the man was intoxicated, mentally unstable, or driven by something else entirely. What's certain is how fast the situation shifted from argument to serious danger. It underscores just how unpredictable public spaces can be and how even seasoned solo campers can be caught completely off guard. What would you have done in a moment like this? Would you try to stand your ground or run the second things felt wrong? Share your thoughts in the comments. And remember to stay cautious when camping alone in unfamiliar woods. This recording comes from a YouTube channel dedicated to country living, covering everything from hunting and wildlife to land management and property security. On September 27, 2021, during a solo bow hunting trip on his own property, the landowner experienced one of the most alarming moments a hunter can face: a gunshot echoing nearby, coming from deep within what was supposed to be private untouched woods. Startled but controlled, he grabbed his gear and cautiously moved toward the sound. Before long, he spotted a young man carrying a rifle wandering through the forest.
Hey!
Watching from a distance, the landowner decided to approach calmly.
How you doing? You a neighbor down here? I said, are you a neighbor down here? You live up this road? Yes, sir. Okay. Yes, sir. Yeah, I own all through down here. I actually don't mind people crossing through here out of hunting season. It looks like you're probably doing some squirrel hunting.
Oh, no, I didn't honestly.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Is it?
Yeah, it's in. But yeah, I do a lot. I basically bought this property to deer hunt. This is the first day of deer season. So I'm down there bow hunting. I heard the rifle go off down there a little ways. I had a group of deer in here, and as soon as that gun went off, they were gone.
My bad, man. I didn't know.
Yeah. But yeah, I own from the pipeline all the way down to just about a little further past where you were as far as you can see.
You bought all Kevin's property.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's some big deer in here.
Yeah.
My bad, man. I didn't know.
All right. Yeah, I appreciate it. From now all the way through, pretty much about the end of, what would it be, February, we'll be down here hunting pretty hard. That's when deer season pretty much goes out. Like I say, I know you guys walk along through the creek here, and I don't mind through the summer and stuff like that. But yeah, during hunting.
If I didn't know deer season was in, I wouldn't even be walking through here.
Yeah.
Man, that's my bad.
I appreciate that. Yeah, like I say, yeah, we'll be hunting pretty heavy through. That's the reason I bought this property, just for straight for deer hunting.
There's some monsters in here,
Yep.
man.
Yep.
I've been hunting for about 3 years now. Pretty big.
Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, if you want to just finish your way down through there, I imagine, and then, like I say, when you come back, if you don't mind just taking the road back. All right, man. I appreciate it. Take her easy.
Jason.
Yeah, I'm Joe. All right, man. Have a good one.
Instead of reacting aggressively. Once he made contact, he explained that the area was entirely private land property he had legally purchased and managed for deer season. The sudden gunfire had scared off nearby game, ruining the hunt he'd spent hours preparing for. The young man, seemingly unaware of the boundaries or hunting rules, apologized and agreed to leave without issue.
Well, definitely know what the gunshot was now. He, I believe, lives up the road. Try to be lenient with the kids, because I know what it's like. I was a teenager. I like to run around, be in the woods as well. But he's got to understand this is deer season now. That's why I bought this property. I drive down here 2 hours one way, 4-hour round trip. Don't get down here near as much as what I would like. So when I get down here, the last thing I want to see is people walking down through the property. So, I don't know if you hear the audio. I'm trying to work with the kid. I told him, the end of February or so, that's when deer season will pretty much be over. Through the summer, if they want to walk up and down that creek bed, that's fine. Don't have a problem with it. But when it comes hunting season, that's when it becomes a problem. So, the bad part is I thought the kid was squirrel hunting. He had a .22 rifle, and he didn't even know it was squirrel season. So I don't really know what he was shooting at. I told him to walk down the road on his way back through. So let's hope he listens to that. But you try to be nice to the neighbors. That way you don't have any issues, which I've had a lot of issues so far, as you guys know that follow the channel, with break-ins on the camper and the shed. Hopefully being the nice guy this time will keep me from having those issues. And the bad part is, if the kid walked from where I thought he did, he had to walk right by the camper and my truck and trailer and see it all right there. In my thought, I would have turned and went the other way, but I don't know. Well, let's try to enjoy the last hour of our hunt here.
Though the encounter ended peacefully, the landowner couldn't shake the sense of unease. He reflected on how frequently these situations happen, especially during hunting season, when lines between public and private property often blur. Given past incidents with trespassers and attempted break-ins, even honest mistakes now felt risky. While the teen's intentions appeared harmless, it serves as a sobering reminder that unclear boundaries and firearms make for a dangerous mix. The landowner's composure showed a deep understanding of rural respect and restraint, but also emphasized the reality that not every encounter ends this calmly. So what would you do if an armed stranger appeared on your property? Keep your cool, like this hunter, or act more defensively? Share your thoughts below. And remember, in the woods, it's not always what's loud. That's most dangerous, but what moves silently just beyond the trees. This next account comes from a little-known YouTube channel called Captain Oho, an obscure creator with only one video uploaded. Yet that single video stands out as one of the most disturbing solo camping encounters ever caught on film. The footage was recorded on August 31st, 2023, during a solo camping trip to Lost Lake in Oregon. At that time, a major wildfire was burning about 12 miles to the west. Despite knowing the risks, the uploader decided to continue with the trip, explaining that it had been planned for nearly a year. The plan was simple: hike deep into the forest camp by the lake and spend the evening fishing in solitude. At first, everything seemed fairly normal. The air was smoky but manageable, and the forest around him felt calm. Encouraged, he pressed on toward the lake. However, as the day went on, the wind shifted. Thick smoke from the wildfire began to roll in, quickly blanketing the forest in a suffocating haze that turned the daylight orange and dim. When he finally reached Lost Lake, visibility had dropped dramatically. What was once a peaceful and scenic spot now looked post-apocalyptic.
So this is a trip. We're in Lost Lake, Oregon. We're out here with the ultralight, and you can't see 150 feet out there on the lake. This is all wildfire up here right now. We're out here trying to catch trout, but look at that. We came up and boom, we drove right into this mess. So we're gonna try to catch us some trout and go from there. It really is the end of the world fishing up here. Look at that clearing out. Unbelievable. You can see this combination of smoke and moisture, but it is unreal up here. Some apocalyptic conditions. This is the most photographed lake in Oregon, maybe in the United States, and it is absolutely gorgeous out here when it is not the end of the world. So just unreal. I'm sure it's you guys something that you can write off. Wildfire, you know? Let's smoke cigarettes. Hillbillies.
Smoke hovered over the still water, and the air burned with the acrid smell of ash and charred wood. Despite the eerie setting, he decided to stay and fish for a short while. But as the air grew heavier and breathing became harder, he realized it wasn't worth the risk. He packed up his gear.
Fun fact, a year ago I came out here with my wife and she was about to pop pregnant, and we had to stop probably a quarter of the mile back. And I'd say this is our time to head back too, because whatever large creature is back there, it's big. Let's take a look. Shh, shh. It's big. It's probably f***ing Sasquatch at this point.
And moved deeper into the woods, hoping for cleaner air away from the lake. That's when things took a strange turn. Through the haze, he spotted something large moving among the trees. At first, he thought it might be a bear or a deer displaced by the fire. But as he continued watching, the figure's movements became unsettling. It didn't move like any animal he'd ever seen. Then, without warning, it began throwing objects.
Right back. This is Sasquatch country. Oh my god. Wonderful poles and rock. We are back. Hear that? The one thing that is consistently reported with Sasquatch, rock throwing. Hear that? Big rocks. Those are big rocks, dude. Dude, they're lobbing rocks at me. Big fucking rocks. Hear that shit? It's hitting the tree. Woo! We're in Sasquatch country. This is not fake either, bro. They're big rocks being thrown at us right now. Huge, dude. Holy Woo! Ooh, it's getting too close, bro. We gotta keep it moving. We gotta keep it moving, baby. I do not want to die out here. Chunky rocks, dude. Dude, those are huge rocks. Huge. That is like no joke rocks. I don't have my gun out here. I do not want to film my demise either. Let's cook it. We gotta cook it. Jesus Christ, dude. What was that?
The quiet forest erupted with loud cracks as heavy rocks slammed into nearby trees. These weren't small stones. They were large, forceful impacts, each one landing closer than the last. It was deliberate, powerful, and terrifying. The realization that something unseen was targeting him filled him with panic. With no way to defend himself, he turned and ran. The thick smoke made it nearly impossible to see, but adrenaline carried him through the forest until he finally reached his car. The moment he shut the door, he described the feeling as pure relief, as if he had just escaped something that shouldn't exist. Later, still shaken, he uploaded the footage to YouTube. The video quickly gained attention, and the comments filled with theories. Some believed he had encountered a Sasquatch, pointing out that rock throwing is often linked to Bigfoot sightings in the Pacific Northwest. Others were skeptical, suggesting the smoke and fear may have caused him to misread the situation. Still, the details of the encounter match key elements often reported in cryptid lore: isolation, rock throwing, and an unseen presence watching from the forest. So, what really happened at Lost Lake that day? Was it an encounter with one of North America's most infamous legends, or just confusion born from fear and smoke? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. This next story comes from the YouTube channel Small Plots, where Kevin documents his unusual camping adventures. From stealth hammocks hidden in forgotten spaces to compact base camps in odd locations, his videos balance honesty, practicality, and entertainment. He never glamorizes the outdoors. He shows it as it is, both peaceful and unpredictable. And on this particular trip, he would experience one of those nights that left a lasting impression. On November 2nd, 2023, Kevin headed out for another solo overnight. This time, he picked an unconventional location, the overgrown property of an abandoned hotel sitting on the edge of a city neighborhood. The area was quiet, yet unsettling, with old pavement cracked by weeds and rusted structures scattered around. To keep a low profile, Kevin parked his car a few blocks away in a busier, safer area. Carrying his gear, he walked toward the site, fueled by curiosity, but shadowed by unease. The excitement of exploration mixed with the awareness that this wasn't the safest part of town after dark.
Okay, I'm getting close to where I want to jump in to the forest, kind of near those storage tanks of some kind of petroleum product. I haven't seen a soul back here, so I'm just gonna go. Hey, buddy. Okay. All right, let's go. Oh yeah. There's definitely some slip marks here. They are probably from deer, though. It's tough to tell. Is it like a super used? Ooh, like it's overly used trail, quote unquote. Okay, well.
As he passed a set of old industrial tanks and reached the wooded border of the hotel property, Kevin noticed faint tracks in the mud, possibly deer prints, though unclear. The hotel had been closed for several years, but was rumored to still have occasional security patrols. Hoping to stay unnoticed, he planned to camp near the perimeter instead of venturing inside. Even then, he stayed cautious, making sure to keep his setup discreet. Eventually, he found a small clearing, mostly hidden beneath branches, and began to set up camp. Once the tent was pitched and his gear neatly arranged, he settled in for the evening. Light rain started to fall, the soft rhythm of drops against the tent creating a sense of calm. It felt peaceful, isolated, but serene. That calm didn't last long.
Let's do a little tour of the tent, eh? As you can see, here's my sleeping pad. Not in its final configuration. As you can see, it's up on some rocks and stuff there, so I'll turn it diagonally. And then behind me is just endless darkness. As you can see, that's where my pack and stuff is. Rain's really starting to pick up. Just kind of hanging out, enjoying my space kitty. It's got to be a rain alarm for the airport right over there. I've heard that before when I've been camping in the vicinity while it was raining. And they're like, oh God! Something just ran by the tent. It was the lights in my eyes, I couldn't see anything.
Later that night, Kevin was startled by a sudden sound, a fast, heavy rush right past his tent. Whatever it was, moved too close. He froze listening. The noise didn't have the chaotic crashing a deer might make. Instead, it sounded deliberate, quick, and controlled.
I don't see any eyes looking back. I don't think. Wait, I just thought I did. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't even remember what I was talking about. Between the eerie alarm happening over at the airport and whatever it was that just ran past me about 3-4 feet in front of me, I think it's safe to say I'm a little bit on edge. I'm just sitting here, letting my eyes get used to the darkness, scanning. I don't see anything. I don't see anything on the quote-unquote horizon.
Cautiously, Kevin reached for his flashlight and stepped outside. The rain continued steady and cold as he scanned the surrounding darkness. His beam moved across trees and brush, but nothing reflected back. No movement, no eyes, no sign of life. Still, the tension lingered. That part of the city was known for sketchy activity, and the thought of a person passing so near his tent was deeply unsettling. He stood quietly for several minutes, listening for any more sounds, but the woods stayed silent. Leaving didn't seem like a safer option. Hiking back through unfamiliar streets at night carried its own risks. So he decided to stay put, tense and alert, hoping the rest of the night would pass uneventfully. It didn't. Every small sound became magnified. The wind through the trees, the creak of branches, the faint snap of twigs all made his heart race. He barely slept, dozing, only for short moments before waking to another noise outside. When dawn finally broke, the tension eased. The first light filtering through gray clouds brought relief. Kevin packed up quickly and made his way back to the car, eager to leave the place behind. But the question followed him: what had passed so close to his tent that night? Considering the setting, an abandoned property within an urban area known for transient visitors, it's reasonable to think it might not have been an animal at all. Perhaps it was a person, maybe a squatter, or another urban camper seeking shelter from the rain. The quiet, steady movement supported that idea. Still, the possibility of a large animal couldn't be dismissed completely. So what do you think it was? A harmless creature passing by, someone wandering through the shadows, or something far more disturbing? Let us know what you think in the comments below. And with that, let's move on to the next story. This final story focuses on a well-known YouTuber, Mark Wilkins, the creator behind Northeast Georgia kayak fishing. For more than 6 years, his channel had been a peaceful space, online inviting viewers to join him as he paddled through calm rivers and lakes, finding joy in the slow rhythm of kayak fishing. For Mark, it was never just about the catch. It was about escaping daily pressures and reconnecting with nature. But on December 13th, 2024, what began as a peaceful day on the water turned into something far more disturbing, an experience that would stay with him forever. That morning, a cold mist covered Lake Emery, especially along the narrow channel where it joined the Little Tennessee River. The lake was perfectly still, blanketed in fog, and the only sounds breaking the silence were soft ripples brushing against the kayaks. Mark had invited his longtime friend John to join him. With their gear loaded and GoPros running, they set out expecting a quiet outing. The lake was familiar, and everything felt ordinary. For several hours, they drifted through bends in the river, casting lines, exchanging jokes, and soaking in the calm. Then everything changed. While gliding through a more secluded section, the two noticed something floating near the bank.
A human being?
Copy that.
Say again?
Copy. I think we got a dead body here. Yep, we do. A dead body. Oh my god, a dead body. I found a dead body. Oh my god, a dead body. I gotta call the police. It's right there. God, a dead body. I call 911. I don't want to sit here and poke at it and shit. 911. I am fishing on Lake Emery and I have come across a dead body. I am put in at the boat ramp and I was going down towards the discharge, the water station discharge, and I'm kind of in between the discharge and the boat ramp, heading down towards the dam.
Okay, are you in the water?
Yeah, I'm sitting here looking at it. I mean, it could. I mean, it looks like a dead body. I mean, there's a hand sticking up. There's a rotted face. I don't know if it's some kind of stupid Halloween spooky thing, but I'm not touching it. So,
What was your name, sir?
my name is Mark Wilkins. It looks like it's been here for
5051 or 5005
yes, sir. John, go up there and look at that and tell me what you think. Yeah.
Are you just at the water waiting or?
No, I'm in my boat. Oh my God, dear Lord, please rest that person's soul. I mean, I saw that hand sticking up and I was just like, is that some kind of Halloween, like, spooky yard thing that ended up in here? Right. Because it is small. But I looked at the face, dude. It's definitely a person. Hey, and there's shoes at the boat ramp, dude. There's just a pair of, like, little Crocs, not like a girl-sized Crocs just sitting there at the boat ramp. Weird. Yeah, it was like a young, it's hard to tell by that face. It was like a young girl, but there's no way that would decay in that fast. I mean, I don't know how long they said she was missing in that little thing, but. This looks like it's been there a minute. Yeah.
Guys, thank you. I'll call you if I need anything.
Okay. All right. Hey, don't forget to check that boat ramp, dude. Those little pairs of shoes. That's.
We got somebody.
Oh, that's creepy as hell, dude.
At first, they assumed it was debris, but as they drew closer, the shape became clearer. It wasn't trash. It was a human body. The tranquility of the day shattered instantly. Startled, Mark reached for his phone and called emergency services. He described what he saw: a visible hand, a face partly submerged, severely decomposed. At first, he thought it might be some kind of Halloween prop or prank, but one closer look confirmed the awful truth. While waiting for help to arrive, Mark and John stayed nearby. They remembered noticing something strange earlier that day, a small pair of women's Crocs left beside the boat ramp. At the time, it didn't seem important, but now that image felt haunting. Police arrived within minutes and secured the scene. The discovery was confirmed to be a young girl. Her identity, cause of death, and how she ended up there all remained unknown. The shoes found nearby were believed to be hers, though no one could say how long they had been there. Later, Mark uploaded footage from that day to his channel. What started as a simple fishing trip had turned into a moment of tragedy. Viewers flooded the comment section with sympathy, expressing sorrow for the girl and praising both men for staying composed and alert. In the weeks that followed, Mark found it difficult to return to the water. The lake, once a place of peace and clarity, now carried memories he couldn't forget. Although he continued posting videos, longtime subscribers noticed a difference, a heaviness in his voice and a quiet sadness behind his expression. Details about the incident remained limited. Some viewers believed the girl might have slipped and drowned. Others thought she had gone missing days earlier and drifted downstream. A few speculated that the shoes were left intentionally, either as a sign of distress or a planted clue. With no official explanation, theories range from tragic accident to something much darker. What really happened that morning? Was it simply a heartbreaking accident in a peaceful setting? Or did the isolated location and eerie details, like the fog and the abandoned shoes, hint at something far more sinister? Whatever the truth, that December morning on Lake Emery changed the meaning of those waters forever for Mark Wilkins. And with that, let's move on to the next video.